Hello and welcome to another session of Music Matters with Ev. And I am so pleased to be able to interview someone who I have never met in reality. However, since the days of MySpace, I and many others have developed a deep respect and admiration for his talent and ability in the way he keeps churning out those foot tapping, head bobbing, funky, infectious tunes. So welcome, Daniel Ankrah, aka BlackJack.
Everton, good evening. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good. Yeah, very well, very well. Finally, it was good to meet you, man. Properly, like
Yes, yes,
literally.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
good.
so as I'm playing the YouTube mix at the
Oh yeah,
moment, and
yes,
hopefully in the future we'll be able to get this link up so that the music can be pumped underneath as
yes.
well.
Okay, okay.
But what we'll do, we'll start. I want to
Mhm.
take it way back to the beginning.
Way back.
When did
Okay.
you realize I have got something to do with music?
Oh gosh. If you want to go way back, I was what 3 years
Okay,
old.
okay.
Uh, yeah, growing up listening to a lot of music because of my dad. And I know my sisters, Ruth
Yeah,
and Maggie.
yeah.
Yeah, when it was me and Ruth and then Maggie came along, again, we would listen to a lot of different styles of music, different genres. I mean, any given opportunity, there was always music in the house.
Mm.
Um, I mean, at school, anytime there was music and we had the keyboards out, I'll be the first one, rushing out the keyboards, trying to make some tunes and stuff. And even at home, after school, we got an organ, my dad's organ. We play on that, write tunes, and yeah, just from there, man. It
Good.
just went from there, and
Very
yeah.
early. So did you get into bands at all? Did you have any bands when you're at school?
Do you know what? I didn't at first, but for like I don't know, maybe like a few weeks at secondary school, there was a couple of my friends, and one guy he played keys, and the other guy was a drummer. We started jamming up, on break time, and yeah, we sort of made, we kind of made a little group. We didn't get nowhere. Do you know what I mean? But it was fun. It was fun, man.
Good.
Yeah.
So when did you first
Mm.
start producing?
Okay, so when I first got into producing properly, I was about, I say 13,
Hmm.
13 or 12. And so I had a PlayStation, and my mate, he brought a game over. It was like, some music game. I thought, okay, cool. We played it. I was like, oh, this is what you could do. He said, oh, this is what you can do on it. I'm like, no way. So we had to mess around. And do you know what I said? Let me borrow that game. I said, let me borrow the game. And I was hooked. And then it just taught you the basics of putting a track together.
Mm.
I mean, at first I started using like their own sounds and sort of creating, little loops and stuff. I
Mm.
thought, you know what? I learned all that, but I want to make my own stuff.
Mm.
So then I thought, okay, how do you do that? This. I learned the whole program, and I was tune after tune after tune. Anytime after school, I'll be on it, right? And then after that, I started making my own stuff. Learn how to use the program, and all of a sudden they brought a new one out, and that
Okay.
involved sampling. Right?
Right.
I thought, okay, I've got loads of sample CDs, and taking drum beats and just chopping them up and getting some drum kits and yeah, creating, man. It's crazy, man. If I look back,
Wow.
it's crazy.
Wow. So just to put a link in, so
Mhm.
that it was the PlayStation.
PlayStation 1.
It started with the PlayStation 1. Where
Yeah.
has it ended up now?
Right, where it's ended up now? Okay, I am on, well, a Mac. I'm using the Mac to do my music. I'm on Reason 5. I know there's like, well, Reason 11 or 12 or something like that, but for me, it's not whether I got the latest Reason, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sounds, and so
Mm-hmm.
you could take them sounds anywhere, and
Mm-hmm.
you can have someone say, "Oh, what are you? You can't. They can't tell you. Oh, you produced that Reason 5. Do you know what I mean?" So yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the sounds, man. I'm on, yeah. So I got a Mac. proper studio monitors, because every time I've made a beat, it was always on either my dad's hi-fi or that was like the PlayStation days. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, so I've got proper equipment now. So
Good.
yeah.
So in the process of honing your skills as a producer, did you take it outside? Did you ever play out with it? Did you ever get your stuff, go to a club and feature any of your stuff?
I think, do you know what? Okay, so past the PlayStation days, I joined a group, Circular Funk,
Okay.
and we had our stuff played in a club a few times actually.
Okay.
But my own stuff, that's not. Let's say it's a long story, but my own stuff hasn't been played in the club. Maybe like not like as much as I would like, but once or twice it's happened.
Okay. That's
So
good.
yeah.
All right. Before we take it up to 2019, I'm just going to ask you, where did the name BlackJack come from?
Oh gosh. Okay. A guy, my old friend, Matt Reeves. We sort of made a duo, and he was rapping, I was producing as well, and what's it? Oh gosh, let me think. Yeah, he was rapping, and we were like, I was probably about 15 at the time, and he had a name. His rapping name was, I think, it was D Mello, and we were trying to think of a name for me, and I liked at that time. I used to go to the shop and buy some cakes and stuff, right? So before our studio session at my PlayStation, right? And he called me. He said, "Is my name Crumble Cakes?" Right? I went with that. I was like, you know what? It's quite funny. Just went with it, and just randomly. I mean, I was going through a phase. I was just going to the shop again, buy some sweets and stuff, and at the time, I had my favorite sweets were BlackJacks, right?
Yes, yes.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, we should change your name to BlackJack." I'm like, it worked. I was like, you know what? All right, yeah, it's stuck since, man. I mean, that's what, more than 10 years.
Yeah. And when I thought about it, I was thinking, I wonder if it's the sweets or it's the card from the card game.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. The sweets, man. It was the sweets.
It was the sweets.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right. So I know in the time that you've been doing it, I'm going to ask you about time management, because I know you got a family,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I know what it's like when you get stuck into a mode or stuck
Yeah.
into a groove as you're
Yeah,
producing,
yeah.
and the time just flows by. So
Mm.
how do you manage to keep things on the level?
Okay, right. Uh, if the kids are at school, then that's, and if I'm not working, that's my time I got opportunity to make a tune or something. So yeah, if I first thing in the morning, do the school run, then drop the kids, do the school run, get home, right, I'm on it up until the school's finished, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's always
Cool.
been like that. Yeah, yeah,
Good.
that's
Good.
plenty of
No,
time. Huh?
it's good. It's just interesting to know. So we know what happened. Everything was ticking over nicely. By the way, just let me ask, after MySpace, where did you go?
Yes, after MySpace, gosh. So okay, during when I jumped on MySpace, I think it was about 2000, 2006, right?
Yeah.
Jumped on MySpace. I I came across I put my stuff on there, and these producers from London, right? They were called Circle of Funk. They liked one of my tunes I put up, and they were like, "Oh, you Bristol based," and um, they were like, "Oh, we'd like to get one of your songs on our label." And so I submitted it, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we like this," and they took it to some sort of convention or whatever, this music thing, and then they were like, "Oh, we'd like to meet up with you." And normally I'd be like, but then we met up, and then in the end I joined their group. We had things in common, we like the same music and da da da. And so I joined Circular Funk during the MySpace days, and round about a year or so, or maybe a bit more, MySpace died off a bit. Things were developing with the group, right? We were just turning out tunes. I'm making regular visits to London, and we worked with some, some well-known people. So yeah, I joined Circle of Funk, and things just went up and up and up and up. MySpace killed off, right? It just went.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I joined Circle of Funk. Things were okay. So yeah, I was obviously in Circle of Funk, and then yeah, things were getting better. So I joined the group, and then yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take us up now to what happened in 2020. What happened for you?
What happened for me? A lot of radio play.
Okay.
A lot of radio play. Interviews, and again, it's something I got to get used to. I'm trying to get used to it. Yeah, 2020 things are my stuff. I've always wanted to release. Well, where I am now, I've always wanted to be there, and obviously, I know it takes time. So yeah, where I am now, my stuff is out in the world, and I've always wanted that.
Good.
Always wanted to release my music.
Good.
And then I came across CD Baby, this American company, this distribution company. So I've submitted my stuff to them, and yeah, it's available worldwide.
Good. Well done. So 2020 was a big plus for you then. It wasn't necessarily a negative.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I'm lucky. For me, I'm still working. So I work in care. So yeah, luckily my job's still there.
Okay, good.
But what's keeping my focus as well is family and music.
Absolutely.
And my job, obviously.
Yeah. So what do you think of the future in terms of general music? What do you think the future holds?
For music in general, yeah? Good question. I think people need to be, I don't know. For me, I'm not stuck in my own way. I'm not stuck in my ways, but there's no variety, I don't think. Everything sounded the same, isn't it? Yeah, like there's no sort of split, there's no sort of genres. It's all
merging.
And it sounds the same. So I switch on the radio and it sounds like the last tune and the last tune. It does. I don't know where the future of music is, but if people need to be original, man. I mean, just do your own thing. Don't copy, don't follow. You could be influenced, but just do your own thing. And, that's my thoughts on it.
Absolutely. Okay. And what advice would you give to somebody who's thinking of becoming active in the music industry like yourself?
I said, go for it. Go for it. And just, obviously be wary. There's some people out there who just want to, take what talent you got and just do whatever. But just really, just go for it and do your thing. Do you know what I mean? Just do your thing.
And something I'm going to mention now.
Yes.
Since I've listened to your stuff from the days of MySpace, and I've been incredibly impressed. And this year, I think it was this year, or was it last year? Maybe it was last year, end of last year. Daniel.
Yes.
You put out a track with your vocals.
Yes, I did.
And I was thinking, wait. He kept this back for so long.
I did. I tell you, my sisters, they've been on at me for time to get my own stuff out. What stopped me? A few things, actually. I need to have more confidence in my lyric writing. I'm not the best lyric writer, but just get a few sort of how can I put it? A few sort of, I don't know, like catchy lyrics in it. If I get a few catchy lyrics, put them together, make sense of it, and I got over that. So I'm okay at doing that. But my voice, my vocals, my breathing was an issue. I mean, going back in school, used to get in little rumbles or whatever. I didn't cause fights or nothing like that. They just came my way, and normally you dodge out the way, innit? Right? But that did happen for me. So anyway, my nose, I had basically I had a deviated septum. I think I can't remember what year it was, but I got it operated on, and before that, I always used to sound nasally and blocked up,
Okay.
and it put me off. So
Wow.
the last time I sang on any of my music is the time when I was working with Matt. I was doing the vocals as well as producing.
Mhm.
That was 2000. I want to say 2006. I
Mhm.
stopped singing.
Oh
Just
gosh.
focus on the production. Focus, focus, focus. And all of a sudden, I thought, one time I was just making a tune. I thought, this is so good. I don't want to give it away to another artist, right? I want this tune for myself. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go for it, right? And yeah, I was like, this is all right. This is all right. And yeah, just from then, man, I've just been giving it a go. And I'm getting comfortable listening to my voice again. I'm getting
Well,
comfortable.
thank goodness for that, because when I heard that one and it was your vocals, I was thinking, how did this guy wait so long to put his vocals if they're going to sound as good as this? So,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
thank goodness you're getting
Thank
more
you.
confident.
I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad people are enjoying it like yourself. I'm really. That makes me. That's the ultimate goal. I'm happy that everyone's enjoying what I'm doing, like as much as I'm enjoying it.
Good.
So.
So where can we get to hear and
Mm.
sample and even buy, download, etc. your music? I know that you're being played on quite a few radio stations online
Yeah.
and across the place,
Mhm.
maybe even overseas. So where you've got a website?
I have, yes. That is www.mr, all one word, so Mr. BJack1music.com.
Okay.
So www.mrbjack1.com. So mrbjack1.com.
The number
Mm.
one.
Yeah, Mr. BJack Music One. I can't even think myself.
Don't
Mr.
worry.
BJack Music, Mr. BJack1music.com. That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just checking now. You're right.
okay.
Okay, yeah, you got it right.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Cool.
so that's the main portal to
That's
get
yeah,
access to everything that you're doing.
all of
And,
it. Yeah. I mean,
and
I've even jumped on Bandcamp as well. That's up on there. So
okay,
but
okay,
yeah, it's available. I mean, I know there's loads of blackjacks out there. There's the groups blackjack. There's rappers, but mine's got the logo. So you look for a logo. It's like that's who I am. Do you know what I mean?
excellent, excellent. All right, now
Cool.
you know what we've had to face over the
Mm,
last 14 months.
mm,
So I'm going to ask you a question. If the year 2020 was a human being, what
mhm.
would you say to him or her?
I say, do you need help? Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need some help?
That's so cool coming from a carer.
Wow, that's what I do, man. I'm like, obviously they'll look riddled, man. I said, do you need some help? Just do you need help? I'll help you. Let me help you. What's going on?
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Daniel Ankrah,
Oh,
aka
bless.
BlackJack from BlackJack Productions. We're going to
Mhm.
be tuning into you again. We're going to be after having another interview with you again in
It'll
the
be great.
future.
It'll be
Keep
lovely.
on top of what you're doing. But thank you ever so much for sharing your insights and
Thank
sharing
you.
insights with us so that we can know how you do what you do.
Thank you for having me, Everton. It's been great, and it's finally great to meet you. It's
Yes,
finally good to
yes,
talk,
yes.
after all that time.
And people, you heard it here first. A collab is on its way.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right,
Bless
take
you,
care,
man.
bro.
And you too, mate. God
Bye.
bless. Cheers. Bye bye.